My name is Joanna, and I'm a Professor of Microbiology, National Teaching Fellow, and I'm also Head of the School of Research, Enterprise and Innovation in the Faculty of Science and Engineering. So I wanted to apply for a National Teaching Fellowship because I'd spent a lot of my time teaching and I'd brought a lot of new ideas into my teaching. And I've always tried to publish them and disseminate them and present them and talk about them to other people. And I really felt that a National Teaching Fellowship would give me the opportunity to do that more, and also to recognise all of the work that I've done in teaching as opposed to research, because it's much more easy to get a record in research, but in teaching it's much less easy. So I did try 3 times. The third time I was successful, but and the reason for this, I'm pretty sure, is that the way that I wrote it was very different. So my first 2 applications were very scientific in the way that I wrote them. So they were very cold and not written in the first person. And my third application was much more warm and friendly and much more enthusiastic and human. And I think it came over much better what it was that I was doing and what I had done. And so my third time I was successful. In terms on impact on my practice as a teacher, it's a bit difficult to say really, because as I've been promoted I do less teaching than I did before. What I've been able to do with the NTF award, I suppose, is disseminate it more to colleagues. So I do a lot more sort of mentoring of other staff now. And I also think that I can use the cross-disciplinary ideas that I had from my teaching to encourage other people to make those connections and be much more sort of adventurous and innovative in the sorts of ways they deliver their teaching, but also perhaps outreach activities and public engagement activities. So one of my main interests really in my that was described in my application was linking microbiology with other disciplines. So for example, using art as a way of delivering aspects of microbiology to an unsuspecting public, but getting my first year undergraduate students to think about that, and then using their hidden artistic and creative talents to do that delivery of a microbiological message. So I would do a lecture to about 250 students and tell them about the links between microbiology and art, of which there are loads, and then they would go away and their assignment would be to think of some sort of creative way of delivering microbiology. And the sorts of stuff that they did was range from just art, but also photography, model making, music, composition, writing, discussion, educational aids, textile design, fashion design. It was absolutely amazing how creative these science students were. So it was a really nice way of providing those sorts of links. And I've also done a lot more links since then with literature. I set up a book club, the Bad Bugs Book Club, and that's a group of scientists and non-scientists, and we read novels where infectious disease forms part of the plot. There's all loads of these books behind me. And we've been meeting for 5 years now. We've read nearly 30 novels. You'd be amazed how many books have got bugs in them. And we use that as a way of disseminating information about infectious disease to, again, an unsuspecting public. So I think from my National Teaching Fellowship Award, I've been able to develop that with other members of staff, different audiences, and I've also used some of the funding from my National Teaching Fellowship Award to take units in our humanities in the writing school at MMU, and I've done units in teaching creative writing and the rise of the Gothic, and seeing how Gothic literature relates to science and the creativity of science in that sort of literature. So I've been able to develop myself as well. It's been brilliant.